Banking. For many, many years and decades, I thought when the banks loaned money, they loaned the money that had been put on deposit with them. But I find that that's not true at all. When the banks loan money, they actually create the money. Just with a flick of a pen or the click of a computer key, they create the money. And that is not good for our country or our economy. I want to read what the Liberal Party said back in the 1930s, just as the Bank of Canada was being formed. The Liberal Party declares itself in favor of the immediate establishment of a duly constituted national bank for the control of the issue of money in terms of public need. And they did it. They formed that bank. And as we've talked before, it functioned properly until the 1970s under Prime Minister Trudeau. So the banks, when they loan us money, they create it. The trouble is they don't necessarily create it for any good purpose. They create money to be used in whatever the people want to use it for. It says here that the Liberal Party says the flow of money must be in relation with the domestic, social, and industrial needs of the Canadian people. The Bank of Canada has lost control. The money's not issued, created for public needs. It's created for banks' bottom line. And the banks don't even care much about whether they get paid back or not, apparently, because they make loans to people that they probably can't pay them back, that we know in many cases can't pay them back, but the banks don't seem to care about that. They figure that they're going to charge this to the other people they loan money to, the credit card holders that pay 17%. How much of that is covering the loans, the bad loans that the bank made because they did not properly estimate whether they could be repaid? But a large part of it is. So the banks don't even suffer because they make bad loans. They just pass it on to the rest of the people they loan money to. So we pay for the bank's bad banking practices. And it's not just the fact that it's not good for our economy to create money for no good purpose. When they create the money by making loans to people, those loans quite often cause the people much more pain and stress and suffering than if they hadn't got the loan. It's creating stress for people, for the banks not to be doing their job properly. If they did, people wouldn't be stuck with loans that they couldn't afford. They're not helping by loaning money to people that can't repay it. So the banks don't seem to be functioning as they should. And even when people go bankrupt, the banks who have loaned the first loan, good loan, one that could be repaid,